It started with a warning, a coded message from an intelligence intercept that spread like wildfire through defense networks. A major world power has reportedly issued a veiled threat, accusing Nigeria of unauthorized military expansion and strategic interference in global oil corridors. Within hours, satellite images confirmed an unusual movement of naval fleets in the Gulf of Guinea and reconnaissance drones sweeping Nigerian airspace. Nigeria's military command went on high alert. The country's JF-17 Thunderjets, co-produced with Pakistan, were scrambled for round-the-clock patrols. Armored divisions reinforced coastal positions. The government statement was simple but defiant: Nigeria will defend its sovereignty. Meanwhile, across the ocean, warships began mobilizing. Aircraft carriers, armed with F-35 stealth fighters and Tomahawk cruise missiles, started moving into the Atlantic. Global intelligence agencies called it a military shadow game. But make no mistake, every move, every radar ping, every coded transmission was a warning shot in a rising storm. In the heart of Abuja's defense headquarters, a silent tension filled the air. Generals poured over satellite feeds and infrared scans, eyes locked in the Atlantic. The United States Carrier Strike Group 8th, led by the USS Gerald R. Ford, was reportedly repositioned toward West Africa. Meanwhile, Britain's RAF tied trolls with NATO allies over the Mediterranean, monitoring escalating tensions. Nigeria's defense ministry activated its new long-range radar systems, recently installed under a secret defense upgrade. These radar domes, capable of detecting stealth aircraft up to 500 kilometers away, lit up like fireflies on the digital map. Military analysts said Nigeria wasn't bluffing, it was preparing for survival. But what triggered this sudden hostility? Reports suggest Nigeria's new partnership with Asian powers to develop advanced drone systems and local satellite launch capabilities raised red flags in Washington and London. The West sees it as a strategic threat. Nigeria calls it technological independence. And in global politics, independence is dangerous, especially when it challenges the old order. The question now isn't if tensions will rise, it's how far they'll go before the first missile launches. Then came the breaking point, an explosion off Nigeria's southern coast. A foreign oil vessel, reportedly on the U.S. contract, was hit by an unknown projectile. Within minutes, military channels erupted with panic. Was it an accident or a deliberate message? Nigeria denied involvement, but global media rushed to conclusions, calling it a provocation. Overnight, a cyber attack crippled several Nigerian communication grids, and GPS disruptions were reported across Lagos and Port Harcourt. The world woke up to chaos and silence from both Washington and Abuja. Defense analysts began whispering a hybrid war may already have begun. Modern warfare no longer starts with bombs. It starts with data, drones, and disrupts for satellite jammers, hacking teams, and stealth UAs are the new soldiers. And in this storm of misinformation, one truth stood out: someone wanted a fight. The question haunting the world was, who fired first? And if retaliation comes, will it stay regional or ignite a global chain reaction? As fear rippled through global markets, Nigeria's allies quietly stepped in. China announced concern over destabilizing actions in West Africa. Russia called for strategic restraint. But behind those diplomatic statements, movement began: Russian electronic warfare ships, Chinese reconnaissance satellites, and whispers of joint defense pacts in the making. Nigeria accelerated production of its T-72 main battle tanks and began field testing newly imported anti-ship missile systems from a secret Asian deal. Across Nigerian air bases, Sukhoi Su-30 jets were seen on the tarmac, a chilling sign of rising international alignment. In response, U.S. drones intensified patrols around the Gulf. NATO surveillance planes crossed into African skies under training exercises. The world's most advanced gliders to AI-powered targeting systems now stared each other down in a silent standoff. Experts began calling it the new Cold Line, a digital age warfront where alliances are shifting and the next strike might come not from the sky, but from a keyboard or orbital satellite beam. But the twist: what if the attack threat wasn't about defense, but control? Nigeria recently discovered one of the largest untapped deep sea oil reserves, a resource that could shift global energy dependence for decades. Intelligence leaks suggest this attack threat may be a cover for geopolitical leverage. According to inside sources, a covert cyber operation was launched by a Western intelligence unit targeting Nigerian data systems tied to its energy ministry. The goal: disrupt, destabilize, and dictate. In retaliation, Nigerian cyber units reportedly counterattacked, exposing classified communication chains linking multinational oil firms to foreign defense agencies. What was once a military threat now looked a war for economic dominance wrapped in camouflage. The deeper analysts dug, the clearer it became: this wasn't just about Nigeria. It was a message to every developing nation daring to rise without permission. Tonight, satellites over Africa show movement again. A fleet of drones hovering in formation. Missile defense systems powered on. The world watches in silence as a single misstep could spark a war of the century. From hypersonic interceptor tests to next-gen laser defense shields, the skies are now filled with tension. Global newscasters whisper about unidentified flying objects near Nigeria's borders, possibly autonomous stealth drones testing the nation's radar. Every second feels heavier, every silence louder. In the streets of Lagos, people look up their phones, flashing breaking news alerts. A mother holds her child tighter. A soldier checks his rifle. A pilot whispers a prayer before takeoff. The world has seen wars before, but never like this, one built on precision, power, and